Alright, well, I'm at Lake Michigan. You can climb down and walk on all those dunes, but that's the lake. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on a really long walk today, so I'm just going to write a song and then turn around and go back. It's the best view I can give you. There aren't many places to rest a phone. Alright, well, here we go. Birds inspiring my rhythms. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Way up here in the forest, in my mind, where things are cloudy and I keep trying to find the answers before it's time. Before it's time. Like trying to bloom when it's not time and you can see it in your mind. You can see it ahead of time. Hi, but it's a lie, 'cause you don't know things. You don't know how things will turn out. You think you know things, but you don't know how things will go. How things will go and how they'll grow. Well, yeah, I actually think that's pretty much the root of all evil. I've given it a lot of thought in my last 7 years, but it feels like the root of evil. Whether or not it's actual evil, but it's the root of it. I know they say it's money, but if you think about it, that's what creates money. It's ideas ahead of time. It's people saying, it's people calculating and plotting and being like, how can I exploit this land, for instance? You know, how can I put a Starbucks over there so that I can make money off the natural foot traffic for how beautiful it is here. Obviously, it's protected land, so not here, but you get what I mean. You know, and especially if it's done in the name of like spiritual things. Like this town, Grand Haven, Michigan, was founded by Christians wanting to set up a church. So how did it become a capitalistic tourist dream? You know, and who's benefiting? Who's profiting from that? And I know that I profit from capitalism, because anyone who loves cities, like, unless you want to live off the grid and make all your own food and clothes, you really can't lie to yourself and say that you don't like any aspects of capitalism. If you like having a job and having money and having flexibility and freedom, or if you like having a car, if you like having little shops, coffee shops to journal at, like, all of those things are connected to capitalism. people who like fun or parties or alcohol. All of that's connected. So it's worth thinking about. But there are people at a higher top in the sort of evil chain of events and things who are exploiting and taking advantage of things at a much higher level than anything you or I can likely comprehend. And so while we sit and lament our own evils, it's worth noting that, you know, we are all benefiting from systems in some way, and you have to look at what's your integrity, to what degree are you willing to do or say the right thing at the expense of yourself, at the expense of what you benefit from. Like, I benefit from YouTube, I admit that, or social media. And so those are companies making money off of people, not necessarily people like me, but making money off of creative people. So you have to always look at the whole picture and be willing to admit that things are complicated and sticky and messy, and, you know, what are you really genuinely willing to live without? All right, bye.